Hey everybody, welcome back to the We Knife YouTube channel. Today we're lucky enough to be at JW Custom Hats in West Valley, Utah. I've got Raymond Crane with me today. Raymond, I'm super excited to be here. We've got a fun project for today. I'm here to get a hat.
Awesome.
So
we can help you with that.
Absolutely. We're going to kind of walk our audience through the process of making a custom hat, what it takes to do that, and we're also going to bring in knives into play and kind of tie things together. How do you choose a knife? How do you choose a hat? How it's all related. So, Raymond, first of all, thanks for having us, and please tell us a little bit about your shop.
Let me first of all give you the history of our shop, and that will be right here on our history wall. So right here we'll show kind of like the first hatter that was ever in Salt Lake Valley was John C. Tatton. He came from Lincolnshire, England back in 1853, and then the following decade after that was Richard Smythe. He came in 1863, and that's where our hat shop came from. And he passed it to his son, and then to his grandson, and then to JW. And that's where we get the name from today. You can see all of our hats that we make here along this wall. Just everything's according to what the customer wants and what they design, and that's really what JW Hats is all about.
Yeah, that's incredible. So this you've got a bunch of antique equipment in here. You can see it around the store and everything, and back in the back. That all was passed down from these original hatters, and you've collected that over the years from different locations and that. But you're using techniques that have been used since what?
Yeah, 1863.
63 to make these hats. That's incredible. Let's get started.
Awesome. Well, I'll show you how to design your hat.
Cool.
So the first step of designing your hat is choosing the right crown. And kind of what I like to do is actually follow the design principle of symmetry. And definitely what you want to do is take your jawline, make a mirror image of that on the top of your head, and then it'll look symmetrical on your head, and it'll look natural and feel natural, and you'll love it. How'd you like that one?
It's not bad. I think I want something a little bit deeper on the sides.
Deeper on the sides. Kind of like this. This is our roper or cattleman.
That feels better.
You like that?
Yep.
Cool. Now you get to choose your brim that you want. The design principle that I like to follow is I like to keep it within kind of the shoulder width, so that way it fits natural to you.
But I do like a little bit of style to it. That looks good.
What do you think?
Yep, that's the one.
Awesome. Cool. Now the next choice is also you get to choose the color of the felt that you want to. This is our whiskey color hat.
I like this one. Let's do this.
Okay, awesome. We'll do the whiskey. Moving right on to the actual band itself.
I'm thinking like kind of Western style, maybe horsehair.
Awesome. Cool.
I noticed that you have cheetah. I like this right here.
Yeah, that one?
Yep.
The hat we're making for you is actually a beaver blend, so it has half of kind of a good mixture of beaver felt and also rabbit felt. That'll be into it. Nice strong hat, lasts you about 15 to 20 years.
Cool. And as much as I'd like to think that was special for me, you actually do that with a lot of customers, right?
Yeah.
That actually allow the customers to go through and make their own hat.
Yeah, we actually offer that as kind of a fun activity that they can do, so they can come in, make an appointment with us, and then they can actually come in and make the hat with us. Yeah, let's get your measurement. So go ahead and look straight in the front. And then I'm just making sure that I'm placing the tape measure exactly where you want the hat to sit. So most guys just have it right above the eyebrow muscle, then right above the ear. And then I need to get your measurement from the top of your ear to the top of your head. So I'm just going to take that just with a simpler ruler.
Now I noticed you pulled that right out of your pocket. Is that your EDC? Is that what you carry, your everyday carry?
Yep.
Okay.
And this actually is, we made this to match the original conformature that was made back in the late 1800s. And I actually have one. It's made out of just pure black walnut. So really old. It's just started cracking and drying, so I'm not using that anymore. But so I patterned this one right off of that same thing. And what that does is it'll actually take the exact shape of the head, so then you get a perfect fill, there's no gaps, and when you slide it on, it'll just fit perfectly, and if the wind comes, it won't blow it off.
Okay, great.
So
I got some funny bumps on my head too, so that's probably a good idea. Maybe a little weird, but for some reason I feel like I'm at a dentist's office. I'm not sure why I'm getting dentist's office vibes, but
I thought you were going to say from Doc in the Back to the Future.
Yeah, that
I
too.
just don't have the electrodes hooked up to it. So what we'll do is we'll get this nice and hot. When that steams up, the fibers will expand and then loosen up, and it'll, instead of feeling nice and rigid like this feels right now,
Yeah.
it'll just become limp, and then you'll be able to stretch it right over the block.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can feel it when it starts kind of crumbling,
And when my hands start getting hot?
and the hands start getting hot, you can pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah, that should probably be good. I'll go ahead and throw it on that block. You can fold it and then just pull it right down. And we're trying to get this little bubble out and these little side bubbles out.
Okay.
There you go. This string will actually help us make what's called the brim break. So not a lot of people realize that actually a hat is not made of two parts, but one single part where it's, you know, we have this comb shape on the felt itself, and it's just one solid piece. Cool. We go good?
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Now we'll take that, we'll throw that on our crown iron. So this is nice and hot, so that will dry that all out. And then having those fibers dried off, then they'll be, again, go back to that hard state, and we'll be able to sand it or pounce it down to a nice smooth. And our goal here will be to make this so smooth and soft that it feels like velvet.
That's your coconut oil?
Coconut oil, Scotch Brite, and again, it's the same process. There you go. Look, see what that coconut oil does?
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Awesome. Leave the block. Sweet. You got it.
It is.
There's the beginning of your hat.
Yeah.
Sweet. Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome.
So now we'll go ahead and throw it in this machine. There you go. And we'll line that all up. The brim's going to be a little bit bigger than what the machine can handle, but that's okay. Just pull it down and then kind of just pull it back until it sets in and release your thumb button. There you go. Throw it on the table and we'll actually cut it to size. You wanted a 4-inch?
Yes, sir.
That's what you said?
Can I do it with a pocket knife?
You could. I mean, yeah. I mean, actually, this is my blade right here, so we can slip this out, slide in your pocket knife in, and be set.
All right. Well, it's okay. We'll use the brim cutting tool.
Yep. Just nice and smooth all the way out around it. Awesome. There we got that. So go ahead and throw it right back in the machine. And this time we'll do the hot plating, and then we'll immediately turn around and put it in the cold plate. And then that way, as it cools down, then again, those fibers will join back together and become really hard. But then we're doing it both ways, it'll become really flat too. Pull right over. Okay. Just flip that right down and in. Should be nice and hard. Does it feel nice and rigid?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
Cool.
Starting to feel like a hat.
Yeah, right? Clean it off the table, clean out the hat. Feels good. Feels nice and smooth.
All right.
Cool. So now this is our crown shaping area. So we can do it with, I have a bunch of these old vintage blocks that we can use as kind of guide.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here.
Looks good.
Cool. That'll give us a center line and kind of give us the dimples, and then you can finish the rest off with just by hand.
Okay.
Drop it right on the center of that block.
Okay, and push down here.
Yep, push down the center.
All right.
Will it turn out? Awesome. That's kind of the fun of it as far as hats. There's kind of like the only art piece I know that you can put on the top of your head that, you know, you design it how you want it.
Yeah.
Really portrays who you are and your style and what things you like. And sweet. Now we'll go ahead and we're going to put a sweatband in here for you. And then from there, we'll go ahead and do your horsehair band.
Uh-huh.
And then from there, then we'll do the brim shaping.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome, man. So now here's the last part that we need to do for you, Seth. So I have everything pre-marked for you so you can shape the brim yourself. And I'll show you a little bit how that's done on one side, and then you can copy it up on the other side.
All right,
work?
sounds good.
That should be good. We'll take that. I'm just steaming the front of it right now. Steam the back of it. And taking our thumbs and actually moving that. We're going to kind of create this nice curve.
Yeah.
I think it looks good. Try it on.
I think it looks incredible.
Awesome.
Good's an understatement. All right.
Is that what you wanted?
That's exactly
Okay.
what I wanted. All right, Raymond, we got you here at the table now. I brought out my handy knife case of a bunch
Awesome.
of knives. I want to show you a bunch of these. You mentioned that you didn't have a knife in your pocket, so like I said, we got to fix that. What would be your primary purpose in using a knife?
You know, when I'm here, it's mostly just to actually do some cutting of material that I need to cut. Of course, if I'm out in the mountains, that's a different story where I need something to be able to cut. And rope mostly when I'm tying up a tent. So kind of things like that.
Different purposes, different knives for different purposes for sure. Okay, let's start you off with some folding knives, and we're going to take a look at a bunch of them and kind of find the right thing for you. As far as size goes, do you have like a kind of a size preference for how that knife is going to fit in your hand? We've got obviously a whole bunch of different sizes of knives that are available. But you've got different blade lengths, again, for different purposes. For example, you've got this little shorty right here, the baby banter is what it's called, which is just a little short blade, but with that finger choil right there, you can actually kind of choke up on that knife and use it for small tasks really easily. Something like that just appears in the pocket.
Yeah.
Works great when you're wearing something that's maybe a little bit lighter than sturdy jeans. That one there's called the Civivi Pintail. It's actually a fantastic all-around knife and kind of an in-between size from a full size and a small knife. The Pintail is an S35 VM blade steel, which is a really nice blade steel. It's kind of at the higher end of the blade steels that we use in our Civivi line. So we have a Civivi product, and then we have some our We brand, which is our higher end stuff that uses super steels like 20 CV blade steel, Bowler M390, and some of the more expensive steels. So anyhow, this one kind of tops out the end of our Civivi line. On the
That's a beautiful knife.
in the We line,
That's cool.
we have stuff that is a little bit more fancy. You can see we've got compound grinds going on in the blade here. So the grinds that are going in different directions. Hollow grind on the bottom here, and then a flat grind on the top right here. Carbon fiber in the handles, and titanium. So we've got some really premium materials in this other brand.
Yeah, that was really cool. Holy cow. A lot more choices than I thought.
Oh, I got a lot of stuff to show you.
You know, when you grow up and like you're there fishing on a river with your grandpa and he gives you a knife, they're like, hey, you can use this. I mean, it's like the normal knife that you see at the hardware store or something.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and that's all you think about, but this is really Really cool.
So that's kind of the cool thing about these knives, though. We come out with brand new knives, new models every single month, and there's always going to be something that's different, different materials, different blade shapes, and everything to kind of fit somebody's style. So not only do you choose a knife based on the size and the functionality that you want, but you choose a knife based on personal preferences in style, in colors. You know, see, we've got two of the same knife right here, but different because we've got a satin blade and we've got a black stonewash blade.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really cool.
I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to these things. It comes in like a blue handle, it comes in this bronze handle, a black handle, a gray handle, and so there's usually a lot of different options that are available.
Cool. So they're already set up. I can just buy them and then ready to go.
We've got some stuff that's a little bit more traditional looking, although this one right here is called the Appalachian Drifter 2. But it's got a top flipper on it. So while it looks like a traditional lockback knife or something like that, it's a liner lock, which you slide that liner over to close the blade. And to open it, you put your thumb up on the top and flip it over like that. We also do knives in wood. This is a titanium frame with a wood inlay.
Ooh, wow, that's cool.
That one's called the Snick.
That's beautiful.
Nice big blade on it.
Holy cow.
In contrast, we got the same thing here. Not the same thing, totally different, but it's titanium with a wood inlay. It's just a small blade. What's kind of standing out to you as like something that you feel like you could carry every day?
You know, something that I could carry would probably be, first of all, I was looking at this one right here, and then you showed me this one, which probably, yeah, that took the cake.
Yeah, well, when that one came out, you had the right reaction
like,
on that one.
Holy crap, that's awesome. So cool.
That's for
Thanks,
you.
Seth.
Now we got to
Appreciate it,
talk.
man.
We got to talk about your camping though, right? So Raymond, I brought out the fixed blade knives and the bigger knives. One of them. So you mentioned you do some camping, some fire preparation.
Yep. I gotta get that wood, little wood shaved up and everything, so I can start a fire.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, first one I'm going to show you I like as a camp knife because of the blade style on this. This is called the Bull Mastiff. This one right here has a big cleaver style blade on it, which is really cool because you can do like some food prep with it. It's a big enough blade that you can do some heavier tasks with it. But it is a folder, so it's a little bit different than a fixed blade, which is what I would traditionally think of as more of a camp knife. What do you think of that guy?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, definitely big enough you can actually start cutting cucumbers and everything with it.
Yeah.
So that's
It
awesome.
makes me hungry. I don't know. This is
Big huge butcher knife, like okay.
Yeah.
Cut up your steak and everything.
This one is a brand new version right here of the Bull Mastiff. So it's got the we hadn't done this blade color and micarta combo before, which is another one of the cool things. You know, we're like I said, we're always coming out with new styles, new colors, and things to keep things fresh and interesting for everybody.
Yeah.
So there's that one. Other fixed
cool.
blades that we've got on the larger side, we've got this one right here that's called the Kepler. This was designed by Torbay Knives, who we did a collaboration with, and they make custom knives, you know, like one-offs that they do. And so as we collaborated with them and made one of their designs, it allows us to get a production knife into the hands of the public at a much more reasonable price than like a one-off custom knife. So really, really substantial blade there. This one right here is a Bob Terzawola design. You can see it's obviously a very different blade shape than that last one that we looked at. This one would be more of a tactical and or hunting style knife. This knife right here, this fixed blade, is what I think is probably our best fixed blade knife for all-purpose kind of things. It's called the Fixed Blade Elementum, and this is a new version of it. This is the first time that our audience is seeing this one actually, with a satin blade and a green micarta finish.
Cool.
And again, this one I look at as kind of your do-all fixed blade, not specifically designed for you know, more heavy use bushcrafting type things. And yet not necessarily super small for detailed work or specifically tactical or anything like that, but a great all-around use knife.
Yeah, feels really good. I like the handle too, because I mean that kind of gives you more grip. So it doesn't feel like it's going to slide right out of your hand. So
Another brand new version of this fixed blade Elementum that I'm pretty excited about is this with the black ebony wood and the Damascus blade.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
that is
just
cool.
a fancier version of that knife.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Last version of that knife is again kind of a dressed up version where we've got that nice polished satin blade, and this is a polished G10 handle, but the handle's got some contouring in it, so it's going to fit in your hand a little bit different than that flat scale does.
That's awesome.
And then we have our big fancy Civivi, the Teton Tickler.
What a name.
Yeah, yes,
Teton
yes
Tickler.
indeed.
That was awesome.
That's a substantial Bowie style knife. It's got hand-fitted nickel silver pommel and guards and nickel silver pins. That thing is hand-fitted together, and it's something different that we haven't done before. It turned out really, really nice, as long as you can swallow the price.
Yeah.
That's our most expensive Civivi knife to date. So which of these fixed blades would kind of catch your eye as the most useful for your applications, and why?
As far as hunting, it'd probably be this one right here, just because for the camping reason, just you'd be able to work with this a lot more as far as when you're out there camping. You can also use it as a chef's knife as far as when you're out there cooking. So I think and feels really nice and substantial in your hands. So
Yeah.
I love this.
That's one of my
really
favorite
cool.
models as well. It's a nice fixed blade. So I was talking to Jordan, one of your hatters, earlier, and he made the nice. I think I was looking at your Crocodile Dundee hat, which
Yep, it's right.
actually we should show. I was looking at the Crocodile Dundee hat, and tried it on, and he made the comment, "You can never have too many hats." And you know what? He's right. He's right. And same thing goes for knives, right? You can't have too many knives.
I did have one last question for you.
Of course.
I was curious, like on our hats, we always use like a feather. Like a lot of guys like feathers on their hats, like
Yes,
coming up.
yeah.
And I'm like, if you have any small like knives that we'd be able to put up there, I think that would just look awesome.
I'm glad you mentioned that. It's something that we had thought about that I would think would be actually incredible on here. Okay, we do have a couple small knives that we could possibly do something like that with. So if we could come up with some kind of a leather sheath to cover the blade and maybe fit underneath the hat band, to do something like that, or this other brand new knife that is coming out in the next month or so. This is called the D-Art. It's designed by a designer called Ostapel. But man, something like that, right in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, and you can't even tell that it's actually a blade just from looking at the handle.
Yeah.
So that'd be awesome.
So that's something that we're gonna have to work on, Raymond. We're gonna have to figure out. I'll go find a leather worker to make a little sheath for this, and then I'll bring my hat back.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
See if you could put it on there for me. That'd be
awesome
really
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good idea. I like it. I'm super excited about my new hat. Hope you enjoy your knives. I'm going to get some good use out of the hat. Before we go, guys, make sure that you are following all of our social accounts, all of the JW Custom accounts, to stay up to speed on new products and everything that's going on. Raymond's always posting really cool pictures from his customers that pick up hats. So tell us, what are your Instagram handles?
Yeah, so we're on JW Custom Hats and JW Hatter Tools is where we're at.
All right, and you guys know where to find we and Civivi, so just make sure you're following along. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you had a great time. Leave us a comment if you have any questions or any thoughts or ideas, and I'll get in there into those comments, dig through them, and answer what I can, and then hit up Raymond if I have any additional questions to answer for you guys. So thanks for watching, everybody.